Melissa Lopes is not able to join us. She's out sick tonight. First order of business is to accept the minutes of our May 8th regular meeting and our May 14th special meeting.
So moved.
Lauren, do you want a second?
A second, yes.
Any discussion? All those in favor, since Lauren is online, Lauren?
Aye.
Pete?
Aye.
Shay, aye. It is unanimous. Visitors, comments. Is there anybody here that's, yes, go ahead.
Every time I come here, I gotta complain. And someday I'm gonna come here just see how everybody's doing. But anyway, recently, Monday or Tuesday, I got into some wires with my loader on my trailer. Is there any way we can call these telephone companies to get these lifted? Cause over the years, they're sagging. And I'm worried someday someone's gonna get in one of the big cable and they're gonna rip some poles down, probably get electrocuted.
Is that something, Janet, you can,
Is it CMP or is it telephone?
Telephone, CMP's on the top of the pole.
Yeah.
It's either telephone or internet, one of the two.
Well, internet's on the bottom.
That's probably the one I got. I probably shut the burns right off.
Where was it? Did you report it? Did
I
it?
called Fred, cause I've called the telephone office over the years and nothing's getting done around here.
Well, yeah.
You look at these poles and you'll see where they got a rope or a cable tied to it and it's this far from the pole. If they'd haul that back together, it's gonna lift them wires. Just saying.
Where was that, Dave?
That was right, the old paint shop,
The old paint shop?
County Road. Yeah, County Road,
by Melissa Burns' house?
Melissa Burns,
Oh,
going up the road with my loader with the jaw.
okay. It was across the road or on the
It
side?
was going across the road, there's two of them goes across the road, I got the lower one.
But there, I mean, there's that place, but there's other low places, so it would be helpful to,
Down by Casalona, that's going up over the hill, headed like towards, Matt Craig's, that's a big cable. I don't believe an excavator's gonna get, a good sized excavator's gonna get under that one. Without, when I come home yesterday from Up Island with my loader, I was on the wrong side of the road a lot, and every damn time I met a car, they're gonna think I'm drunk. Seriously.
Yeah, I guess we can try and locate them and I
That's all
can
right.
determine, Paige can help determine if they're, I would know, recognize the broadband, but if
That's all I
they're
ask, I mean, I'm just
phone company.
tired of this stuff,
They're hard to
I know.
pin down to get out, I mean, we've had poles that have bent over and, you know, it's,
But who's liable if someone gets into one of them big cables and starts snapping poles and the power lines break, come down on the trucks?
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it'd be helpful to understand if there is any kind of minimum height.
15 feet.
15?
The required on a road crossing will be 15 feet at its lowest point, driveway 13 feet. And the phone company's lowest attachment. I've never had an issue with the phone company. You call their maintenance department, tell them that likely is to be taken down by a truck. And that you're marking down that you gave them fair warning and the phone number. And that you're marking down as you call them on that date, and they are usually very quick in getting out and having it adjusted.
I nominate Frank to take care of this.
Thanks, Frank.
I'm not allowed to do that kind of stuff. I don't get to represent the town on any part of
Oh,
that.
that's great.
That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Does anybody else have something they'd like to, go ahead, Frank.
The draft minutes that you guys have for the special meeting on the 14th. You guys will be able to add Article 56, the GWI agreement. Is that agreement available anywhere for seeing, did the IMB meet and recommend that it gets accepted? I think I read the warrant, and it says something about 10 years, non-compete, non-going out to bid and so forth. Did that go to an IMB meeting and get recommended by the IMB to be put forward as a new contract? And is there a copy of this contract that's being put forward?
No, not yet. I think it's the article, but let me go get the article. I don't have it in front of me. It's giving the select board the option not to put it out to bid and just to,
Right, basically, there's no, my understanding, I have not seen a contract, but that the article allows us to approve a contract once one is ready to review and sign. I have not seen anything yet.
So is there a new one waiting to be reviewed? Because the existing one just defaults, if we're already into the default phase of the new one, it goes 1 year at a time.
I believe that the municipal broadband committee is working on an agreement, but I don't know where that stands. We have not received an update from them recently.
So the warrant's just preemptive of an agreement come at some point, but not. I
It
guess
was
we're putting Article 56 in, so there's not a town meeting on it
It was,
later on down the road.
it was a request that we received from the chair of the municipal building committee, IMB, sorry.
I know.
Because they anticipate that there will be an agreement. I did talk with John about it, who said that he would be prepared to answer questions and give information. I don't have any further information at this point.
Okay, so at this point, there's no new contract that's been agreed upon going forward. You just put in a placeholder to allow the select board to accept one when it.
That is my understanding, yes, so that we do not, so that it waives the requirement to go out to bid due to the size of the contract.
And so will there still be a public hearing for the public to talk about it when the new contract comes out? Or does that waive the right of public hearing for the townspeople to talk about it?
I don't know what they're.
I don't know the-
about.
I don't know the process. I'm happy to get information and I will make sure that that question gets raised to John so that he can be prepared to speak to it ahead of the town meeting.
Okay.
Thank you for raising it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Oh, I just wrote on this. You probably didn't want me to write on
That's
that.
fine.
Sorry. What like it's been in Boston. What's that? Sure, if you, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. All right, any other visitors' comments for things that are not on the agenda?
They're on a new business. Energy committee proposal for technical assistance.
Oh, I must have an old. Okay, perfect.
How many times I'm there?
No worries. All right, well, since we have 3 people here for something on the agenda, should we take the agenda out of order so that we can send you guys on your way if you don't want to stay for everything else? Sure. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do. All right, motion to take the meeting out of agenda? All right,
I think they're
Lauren, second.
over there.
Second.
All those in favor, Lauren,
Aye.
Pete, Shay, aye. All right, let's tackle the Energy Committee proposal for technical assistance program.
Yes, and we are here with the Energy Committee and the Energy Coordinator to ask the Select Board's permission to move forward with applying for this technical assistance program, which will allow us to have funding to continue the work that we've started during the Energy Prize, as well as hopefully work with other groups on more integrated planning. For example, we would like to discuss that with the Sea Level Rise Committee, as well as workforce planning and housing planning that all relate back to our energy issues on the island. And so that, yeah, basically what this entails is we would work in, phases, kind of like the community resilience project allows you to do, and we would have different deliverables over the next 3 years. And NREL would be working with us side by side for all 3 of those years on like in-depth technical assistance, as opposed to the Egypt project, which was a feasibility study for solar and microgrids on the island. So this would allow us to, you know, do more community engagement and more development with implementation partners as well as with island organizations that we've started this year, but we really want to keep going with. And would you like us to describe kind of the initial goals that we have, or, you know, any other kind of part of this? Okay. So we've been meeting with CMP and a microgrid developer, as well as a bit with NREL, to identify some of the upcoming challenges for our grid resilience on the island. What basically those are what we all know about, which is, you know, increasing outages, potential electricity supply cost increases that we might be able to mitigate with local clean energy storage. But we need to do further grid capacity planning in order to be able to have enough space for clean energy on our like limited grid, along with our limited underwater cable connection. The other challenge is that load growth due to electrification and EVs is going to start to, you know, create a bit more of a burden on our grid, and we're already at zero allowable load growth on our cable. So if we're able to do what they call a non-wires alternative, which is develop additional energy sources on the island as well as storage, then we might be able to avoid the need for an additional underground cable, things like that. And also we'd be able to coordinate, you know, any other kinds of, you know, microgrid development with, you know, the kind of impacts of sea level rise up island as well as at the town center. And we've started to do that during the prize, but we've learned we need to do a lot more to understand how those microgrids need to be situated and how they need to be connected to each other in order to serve population centers as well as the whole island. So those are kind of the issues that we want to take on, as well as, of course, the ferry question. Right now, you know, as you might have all heard, there's a question about where the ferry might be allowed to charge overnight. So, you know, we might be able to come up with alternative options through this program, hopefully the CMP, in order to make it easier for us to have more access to the ferry in the future. Yeah, so those are the big questions that we'd like to take on from the energy perspective, but there's a whole host of questions that we need to think about from, you know, do we have the workforce? Do we have the, you know, housing to support that workforce? Do we have the housing to, you know, support all of our other needs on the island? And how can we improve the housing that we already have so it doesn't become a further energy burden in the for our residents in the future?
Can I just add one?
Right.
I mean, simply put, the more we learn, we have to learn. It
Yeah,
gets more complicated as we learn. This is an opportunity to get expert advice over a long period of time to help us develop a complex plan in cooperation with other people in the island. And it takes
Yeah.
time and effort to do that. So that's in a nutshell.
Yeah. Plan for longer, and then we're ready to move and execute a project in a shorter amount of time to actually, you know, incur additional costs.
What do you need from us?
Okay,
Yeah, I'd like to apply
go
on,
for it.
yeah.
We support you.
14, and
A letter.
we might also ask you for a letter of support that we can provide to you soon. Yeah.
All of these efforts that we're undergoing, they require cooperativity from multiple groups. And we have to demonstrate that willingness to cooperate. That's been one of our biggest challenges, pulling that all,
Was this gonna cost anything, Cressica?
a
What
lot of time and sweat.
Yeah, volunteer time, and, you know, of course, through the Energy Prize, we have, and we've spread out the funding so we can have Kizzy move forward, into the next year. And while we wait, you know, potentially for this highly competitive funding to come through, and at that point, we will be able to, you know, start to augment, the funding, and we will not ask for any funding from the town for this capacity building project.
Maybe a photocopy or two.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. We get to.
And you
we
can
get to
use the
put it-
table. to meet.
We get to include overhead costs in the grant, so we will be able to contribute back to, the town capacity and stuff. Yeah,
I mean, this is not a done deal. These are competitive,
very
but
competitive.
we're going to do our best. And if we get it, then it will bring money to the town, not money from the town.
I see Lauren has a question. Go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, Cressica and Kizzy and Bill, wow, fantastic work that you're doing. Do you, my hearing is a little difficult here. The birds chirping so loud, it's just really making me sorry. What I want to ask is, in addition to the letter, did I hear other things that we can do to support you in this project? The letter, I think, is a small and important thing that we can contribute, but is there something else other than making copies?
Well, we would love to speak with each of you individually and also provide to you our plan for the planning deliverables, which include, community engagement plan, workforce plan, hopefully a housing, energy plans, things like that. And, maybe find out what each of you are interested in incorporating. That would be extremely helpful if we're able to do that over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, I'd speak for myself on this, but I think the committee would agree that what we really need the most is just general support. We have to bring this to the community. I don't know if you've heard this before, I've said it before, but I don't know if you folks have heard it. I went to a conference, the first annual conference last year of the ETIP initiative, that's redundant, but the ETIP program. And the one thing that made us unique is that our effort grew from a committee without the town's understanding of the need. Every other of the committees recognized the need, created a spearhead group, and that group then applied to ETIP. So we have the reverse problem. So the biggest help I think that you could offer us is to come to an understanding of the program and help us explain this program and support this program to the community in the long term.
We want to be extremely transparent. The municipal building project was kind of, an example of people getting very upset when they feel like they are not they don't have all the facts. So we really, really want to just be completely transparent. We don't want anyone to say, I didn't know about this. Why weren't we told? How do we not know? We kind of want to lay all of our cards out and have everybody feel like they have, ownership of the project too.
And then it's good for everyone. That isn't just for some people, it's good for the whole community.
That sounds great. I'd be happy to meet with you and help you in any way you think I can. But just a warning, you may do your best and still have people thinking that they weren't informed.
That's human nature.
Do you have any questions, Pete?
Sounds good to me.
No, thank you. I know it takes a tremendous amount of volunteer time and effort, and you guys are putting in a lot of time. So thank you for everything that you're doing, and happy to sign a letter of support if you are willing to draft it. We appreciate that too.
Is this around the NDA?
Yeah, there's also, in order to, work with the microgrid developer to, develop or flesh out this, proposal, we would like to sign an NDA with the microgrid developer. It just helps them, make sure that, we're treating their confidential information with respect, but also it is still subject to Maine's freedom of access laws. So, all records will be, accessible through, FOIA requests.
And we sent it on there's been a couple of adjustments to the town's attorney, and they've made some adjustments to it, and that company agreed to them, so.
Great.
I think we're just waiting for one more.
Great, one more round of, adjustments.
Yes.
To make sure they're comfortable with it. So we would really like to do that in order to have a good partner.
Great. All right, well, should we make a motion to enthusiastically support this proposal for technical assistance program and, sign a letter of support when it is available.
So moved.
All right. Second,
Yeah, of course.
any further discussion?
Keep
All
your
those
fingers
in,
crossed.
all right, all those in favor, Lauren?
Aye.
Pete,
Absolutely.
Shay, aye. Excellent, thank you guys for coming.
Well, Cressida's got a great track record, so.
Well.
Jinx it.
Oh.
Yeah, but I've made this is, the point is the process here, for sure. And yeah, we're very grateful to be have this gone through this process.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
All right, so moving back into our regular order, next up is public hearing for our victualers renewals. Motion to enter public hearing. Lauren, second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, Lauren?
Aye.
Pete? Shay, aye. All right, in public hearing. We have victualers applications for Dark Harbor Shop, Island Market, Sandcastle Grill, Island Made Treats, the Community Center, Big Island Grill, and Terratine Golf and Yacht Clubs. Is there anything that we need to know in particular about each of these? I see that we have check marks for what we have and what is still in process.
Correct. Terratine has information they will be getting, we will receive it, and we don't generally release the permits that you signed tonight. They're all, there's a contingency at the bottom of the permit saying, you know, all permits have to be received and water tests, so we'll hold on to the ones that aren't complete, and then when those come in, then we'll send them along. Durkee Store, he just could not get it ready for this time, so we may see it in 2 weeks, may see it in 4 weeks, but Dave did talk with him, so.
Any other questions? All right. Motion to exit public hearing,
So moved.
second, in favor? Aye, Lauren.
Aye.
Aye, Shay.
Who motion and who?
Either one.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we need to vote to approve the victualler renewal licenses, correct?
And then sign them,
Yes.
they're all below.
Okay, so,
I
Lauren, would you
move
like
to
to make a
approve.
motion?
I move to approve all of the requests for the request put forward.
Second that, I,
Yes.
I think you can, yes.
so I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Lauren,
Aye.
Pete, Jay, aye. Excellent. Next up, ferry service update. I've not heard anything recently from John King.
This one's from Bill Gary here somewhere.
Yes, that was
That's-
coming up under my report, and I was just looking for that. Basically, what that was, I had someone ask me about what's going on with the new, what will be going on with the new parking in Lincolnville. So I emailed him and said that, it says it's, they're looking at temporary measures, and the full parking solution won't be ready till next year, and there are studies being conducted now on how best to use the land, and will be proposed this fall. I believe construction will begin in the spring of next year. So it's the ways away, but
Didn't Lincolnville just extend their moratorium on building too down in that area? You just read that they extended, not allowing any new builds. Another 6 months.
building houses,
Well, I don't know what it includes, but I know it's at least housing in any development in that area.
I,
Absolutely.
Was it a result of this proposal?
No, I think they had it to begin with, maybe it was a flooding or issues and then. I can't remember exactly what I read, it seemed like right after the state had purchased it. at another meeting, they had asked to extend another 6 months, like they recommended extend another 6 months on the building.
And that's why it's not happening until next year. People could park there now, if they. couldn't get out.
Well, I do think it's something, well, they have it blocked out, or at least they did last time I was on the mainland. I don't know if they still do or not, but, I know it's been a while, probably maybe in the fall, we should schedule a joint meeting. It's been a while since we met with the Lincolnville Select Board. I think that the DOT has been more, I know that they've met with the Lincolnville Select Board a couple of times, so they at least have heard it more directly, I think, from DOT than we have. And I think that would, you know, might be a good thing to include on a future agenda when we can meet with them, just to get on the same page and make sure that we understand each other's concerns about and interest in the project.
Cause I did notice they have, blocked off where the full. Yeah, off the panel, so they don't want people driving in with the car. Yeah.
Okay, anything else on ferry service? All right, seal of Rise update. Our next committee meeting is June 4th, and we have a meeting on June 12th with GZA where they are going to present their alternatives for at the Narrows. So lots of information hopefully coming soon. We're not sure to advertise the meeting on the 12th.
Will that meeting be here with them, you think?
I think so, although, I guess we should think about that, just, I don't know, I mean, I know it's a busy time of year, so I don't know if we would get how much interest that we would get, but I would love to have room for as many members of the public to attend as possible, just because I think we have set aside 2 or 2.5 hours to hear a presentation from them and answer questions, so would love to get good participation.
And would that be during the day or is it gonna be?
No, it'll be in the evening, it'll be like 5 to 7, or I don't remember the exact,
Says 5 to 7:30, yeah.
so I've been thinking about it here, but I will maybe think a little bit more about that. I had to unclip it just because they're stapled, so it's way easier to. I missed a couple on the way through. Any questions on Seal of Rise? All right, update on municipal building project.
Oh, this week we should see the fellow come over to drill the well for the new health center building. And construction on the health center should begin this June. Up on Public Safety Garage, we're in the process of selecting a metal building company and establishing a cost for purchase. And we're also exploring a possible construction company to do the site work, pour the slab, and construct the building. We should have more information as we go along, but things, yeah, we're collecting the information and we should be presenting it as soon as we get it, basically.
Questions for municipal building?
I know someone from Ledgewood, 2 people from Ledgewood came out today because they had called my people. And I think he came to see them. I was busy. I didn't get out to see them and they didn't come in to see me, so I don't really know. I think they're supposed to be making a plan for moving the container over to
Yep.
the center.
Yep.
Leveling that off and then having space for, I think they will have a work trailer there also, so we're looking.
Yep.
For
I met
electricity.
with Pete on that. Yeah, it was Scott and I forget who the other person was. Scott's gonna be the site supervisor and he met with Pete today.
I think it's another Pete too, so we're gonna number you guys. You can be number 1, Pete. My boss.
I saw them out there today,
Oh, did you?
looking at plans and pointing.
Oh, good.
It's happening, it's happening.
Great. Okay, upcoming meetings and subcommittee reports, planning board meeting June 3rd. And town meeting June 15th, 9 AM. Anything else?
Our committee met yesterday. Yesterday. Or not, all the candidates, we'll see
Great.
later on down the line.
Right, town managers report.
Monday.
Right, it's been the weakest.
It's all-
It was on the board here, I did wipe it.
That kind of t-shirt, like what the answers. Rude.
Yeah. All right, I've given you the minutes from the April 25th Lighthouse Committee meeting. We have received from Lake Stewards of Maine a funding request for $500. To support the continued cost of training and supporting community lake scientists who monitor lakes throughout the state, they're asking.
Yeah, I mean, do we have any connection with them, or are they, do they do anything out here, or?
No, I've never heard of them. Yeah, I mean, it would have been, yeah, I mean, could have. Usually this might have come up around town, town budget time when appropriations or people are asking for requests, so. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth just letting them know that we have already taken all of the requests, you know, we usually ask for people to get these kind of requests into us by March 1st or something, and, you know, at least a week before, ahead of the budget process, and, you know, thank them for their work, and,
Appreciate it.
yeah, I mean, I guess it would be nice to understand, you know, to let them know we'd like to understand how Islesboro could be, if it makes sense for Iles to be more involved in the program, I guess.
and $500.
Right, besides supporting a
big
program
request.
for, right, for
For
something
lakes.
that we haven't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. They're asking an awful lot, but it has the potential to be a interesting program, something that maybe our students would be, you know, if they're providing training and, you know, I know some of the students are really interested in climate and, you know, they'd be interested in this kind of work. So it'd be worth looking into. So I think whatever we tell them, we should say, we'd like to know more and here's our budget cycle and when would be best to request the funding and how would it work for Islesboro? I mean, we certainly have a small lake pond, but what is the potential for work with us on the island? I'm not clear how they would work with us. If they would
Yeah.
bring over training or we would send students or how that would work.
okay, I'll query them. Received, announcement from the Waldo County Commissioners, they're going to do a caucus budget year FY 25. And if anybody's interested in being on that committee, District 1, that's us, there's 1 3-year term is open for nominations. Dave was the last person from here, I think, who was on the budget committee for a couple of years, and I think a couple of years. Before that, I don't remember.
Is anyone interested in sitting in to be nominated?
Don't all speak at once. Pete. Maybe the new guy or gal. You know, but I guess that might be too late, because this date of caucus is June 6th, sorry.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the notice so that if we were able to, we could participate.
I told you about the email from Bill Gary about the park, and we had an email back from, we sent out the letter that Steve Miller had asked us about, asking towns to support. And this was just a letter back from Stockton Springs, said they considered our request. But they, declined to undertake such letters of support.
You know, I thought it was nice to get a response and just
Yeah.
understand where they are,
Yeah.
so I thought that was great.
There you go. We have the March, this is the April 30th. I have a wealth management, music capital reserves as of 4:30. And they did again, a 5-year comparison. I wanted to let you know that Fred and I, on the 17th, interviewed, and it was via Zoom, Elcina Bresenstall of Dynamic Consulting in Dover Foxcroft. She applied, for our hazardous mitigation planning through the BRIC grant that Fred had, through the committee there. So we liked her, so we've asked her. Honestly, she was the only one, the other company was from Maryland. And, but she has done, in the last year, I think it was in 2023, she, did the plan for Piscataquis County hazardous mitigation. And received approval from FEMA, and all the towns in the county adopted it, so I think she's a good fit. So when she comes down, we'll make sure she connects with the energy committee, sea level.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, no, she sounded very excited.
And her tasks and budget are all within the
Yeah.
RIC grant?
Yeah, on the back side of your yellow page would be,
Yeah,
is
but
her
that'll,
budget and
that'll meet the,
timeline.
that'll meet the grant requirements.
Yeah. Yep.
Great.
So, I know. I'm so grateful to have someone.
Yeah, that's nice to see that moving forward.
And I received, an email yesterday from Christy Moses, and she is a program delivery manager for FEMA. And she is assigned, she says, I am your assigned program delivery manager for the support Islesboro with navigating the FEMA grants process from the January 9th through 13 storms. So, and she'll help us, with the reimbursement of eligible damages. So that was exciting to get that, because usually if it would just be Fred and I left on our own, it would be.
Yeah, that's great. to have this.
Yeah, so that's really great. So as we learn more about her, I'll let you know. Legal services, I just want to remind you that the date set for Patrick Lyons from Eaton Peabody, is Thursday, May 20th at 2:00.
May 30th?
Thursday, May 30th.
Yeah, it's 22nd today.
Yeah.
It was a great interview, a great interview.
I thought I had the wrong month for a minute. No, May 30th at 2. And when you sent me, I'm glad you mentioned that to me, but he said he'd gotten it, but he hadn't seen it.
No, yeah, when I looked at the email, it said it was you to me.
I got it. I'm hoping he watches his email better.
He's coming in person or is that a
He's
Zoom?
coming in person. I asked him to come in person, so I'll verify that, because
You sent him a ferry ticket.
I sent him a ferry
Sent
ticket.
him a ferry ticket.
Yes,
That'll be a
I did.
relatively quick thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, if he gets here, well, he'll have to come on the 1:00 and then 2, 3, maybe 3:30.
Great.
Let's kick him to the 3:30. Give him away. And paving, I just wanted to give an update. I've connected with my paver, and he just sent me today, an estimate, and I'm just waiting him to tell me back when he can start. And I said, I hope you can start as soon as possible, because I know that audit in there is terrible. You know, I go over it 4 times a day too. Everybody's upset about that, so, but I don't really, I'm not happy to spend a lot of money with Peter to get it fixed up and then find out the next day they're coming to pay. But if it's, and I have asked Peter to put some stuff on it. But it just rolls right off. So I'll know probably tomorrow. I'll hear back from, Jake and find out a date, and I'll just let everybody know.
And is that patch, is there, and I know we're just doing small patches this year.
Yeah.
Is there any other areas where you're planning to have him patch?
I was thinking, and I think I do have in my plan, so for Ruthie James down the subdivision, like the cul-de-sac.
Cool, right
Yeah.
down that way.
I haven't done it.
You mentioned that, is that all getting paved or you just patching it?
No, it's gonna get paid.
So the only thing I thought the other day, I don't have any stake in it, but if IAP might be bringing in new houses and stuff like that, is that something that might want to be held off until they bring the big houses and everything like that? So there's no chance of damaging the brand new paved road if they, I don't know when that's happening or if it's
Yeah,
happening.
I
I'm just thinking that you put a brand new paved road in and you got these 40-foot trailers or whatever trying to back in.
that will be at the beginning of the road, is it?
No, that's down at the intersection of Reed.
So, but it's not down in the
It's not down the
cul-de-sac.
cul-de-sac, what he's saying is, you put fresh pavement if you do, are you just?
I'm not
the
doing
cul-de-sac?
Reedy Road.
But are you just gonna do just the tier, just the cul-de-sac? Or
Yeah,
would you
I
do the
mean,
road leading out?
Yeah, the road, not Reedy Road, that's the road that after your house.
Right,
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
so
What are you
the
going-
sack and
But
the
what's
paved
paved,
to the intersection.
what's paved now is getting repaved.
I'm just doing Ruthie James Road,
Okay, so yes,
the subdivision, I call it.
Right, but to Main Road.
No, just to like,
just the cul-de-sac.
yeah,
Okay.
just,
Okay.
well, the cul-de-sac plus the roadway there, but not you know, Ruthie Road is a different road.
Yes, I'm aware of the Ruthie James.
Okay,
River
so I'm
Road.
not doing Ruthie Road.
Correct,
We're gonna start,
at the
like,
intersection of
by
Main
your
Road
house,
and
maybe.
Ruthie James.
yeah,
And you're gonna go from the start of Ruthie James, to the intersection of Main and Ruthie, down around the cul-de-sac.
not Main and Ruthie,
Reby and Ruthie.
Ruthie and Ruthie.
So it's Reby that goes to Main.
My address is 118 Ruthie James Road.
Yeah, you're on
Is it
Ruthie
not?
James. Yeah, but you're not on.
Dirt
Ruthie.
is Reedy.
Correct.
Huh?
The dirt is Reedy.
The
When it
dirt,
turns to dirt, that's Reedy Road, right? And then the asphalted, all
I thought
that's
it's all-
asphalt is Ruthie James.
what's dirt on Ruthie Road?
The entirety.
It's paved.
We have it right there. So I think,
No, I mean, but it's, Ruby Road's paved. It may have been not paved in a long time, but,
Anyway.
anyway, I'll go down and with you, Pete, I'll show you. But like when you mentioned, as Frank did about the traffic, maybe
Right.
it could start closer down to where Frank's old driveway was and not the upper part of that street where this is to Mark Schnurr's property, right? Formerly Mark Schnurr's property, which is kind of up high. I call it up high. It's up.
It's gonna go off of that dirt. My understanding is gonna go off of that dirt, right? Where the dirt road is.
That is. the
That's, I
driveway.
understand that as that's Reedy. That dirt where my driveway was, as I understand it, that is Reedy Road and a private road. Which doesn't get plowed or whatever like that.
Well,
The
that-
asphalt is still Ruthie James. But when it goes from asphalt to dirt, it transitions to Reedy Road.
Well, I don't know. That was never. I don't know, I'm not gonna get into this.
Yeah, no, I was just, I was just trying to say, like, if it was coming, it was up there, it was food for
Yeah,
thought of
But
like
that's, yeah,
big
maybe
trucks and a lot of equipment.
I'll check with Rick Rogers and see what he knows about,
the timing, the time frame. Cause I'm assuming they're not making two trips, that they're likely that this is gonna be one paving trip for them.
well, it'd be more than one day.
It will be,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Two houses, right?
Still the director.
He is, I think through the end of June.
Oh, okay.
Any
Um,
other correspondence?
yeah.
Other correspondence? All right, no old business, we're taking care of our new business, no other business. Next up, approve warrant number 24. For $432,500, or no, we're just doing the 276. $276,758.20. Right. Lauren, second?
Second,
Any discussion? All those in favor, Lauren,
aye.
Pete, Shay, aye.
Shay, did we already approve the minutes?
We did, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Was there anything you wanted to revisit with that or just proceed?
Not at all. I just brain
Okay.
fog. Yeah, didn't remember it.
All right, we've got two appointments for Harbor Committee, George Evans and Greg Janey. Do I have a motion for those to approve those two appointments?
Enthusiastically so. Great candidates.
Excellent. Lauren,
Second,
any further discussion? All those in favor, Lauren,
aye.
Pete, Shay, aye. All right, I have no further comments tonight. Lauren,
No comments.
Pete,
Don't forget to come out for the junior class at the auction on June 1st. This minutes will get out before that, I'm not sure, but a reminder to those listening.
Excellent. And Lauren, just because you were the one to approve, and since you're getting back tomorrow, would you stop by the town, would you stop by the town office? At the end of
Getting
this
back
week?
Friday.
Or Monday, that's fine, Monday.
Can you just come in
Okay.
and make all your votes official with the signature?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Lauren,
Second,
all in favor, Lauren, aye.
hi,
Katie, aye.
good to
Yeah.
see you all.
Look forward to seeing you in person.